my name is Albert Kim, and I'm a professor of statistical and data sciences at Smith College in Western Massachusetts. And I'm here to talk about one thing that went particularly well in my ecological forecasting course, which I taught this past fall. Here's a summary. The project that I'm going to describe here centers around finding ecological data, producing a time series decomposition plot, such as this one, and then writing a medium.com blog post. Now, what is a time series decomposition plot? It takes any time series, such as this one on US retail employment, and breaks it down into an overall trend component, a seasonality component where the cycles here are in years, and then the remainder or the residual of that time series. This book called FPP3, which you can see over here, Forecasting Principles and Practice, includes an R package that greatly simplifies the computation and especially the visualization of such time series plots. You can have your students very easily create plots such as this one, again using code that is provided in the book, where here we focus on the signal or separate out the signal from the noise. Furthermore, using functions provided by the FPP3 package, you can create plots such as this one. Now, I really want to emphasize that especially if you have an audience of undergraduates, you can't focus necessarily too much on the mathematics of how these things are computed, or necessarily even the code of how this is computed. Now, unless your students are particularly adept at coding, you want to focus on the interpretation, showing that, okay, there's an overall increasing trend. There's peaks and valleys in employment. And in this case, even after accounting for such overall trends and seasonality, oh wow, employment was particularly low in January 2010. But again, I really want to emphasize that the focus should be on the interpretation. So it's important to have students make such visualizations as quickly as possible using data that they find on their own. But to really reinforce this interpretation and such, you have the students create blog posts on medium.com. And let me show you an example. Medium.com provides many tools for self-expression and formatting. You can include GIFs such as this one by Olivia Handoko, where she talks about glacier loss. As you can see, there's many tools for formatting and including images, but then we can see here the meat or the protein, if you will, of the analysis. The overall decline in Arctic glacier, but also the time series decomposition into trend, seasonality, and remainder. I can't emphasize this enough that it's important to have the students create their first plot as soon as possible. Even if it means kind of rushing through the code, you need to give students a sense of the goal, which is this plot right here, which again, you might need to spend a little bit of time helping them interpret. Then I would say that after you've created such plots, you can sort of backtrack and go through the chapters as necessary to explain how to create such plots. This is going to be really the case when you have students find their own data and therefore they need to wrangle it in order for these plots to work. And here's the power move. If your situation and student interests allow, you can go into FPP3 Chapter 5, where they focus on forecasting methods. Now again, The FPP3 package greatly simplifies and abstracts away a lot of details when it comes to forecasting. So using that same retail unemployment data, we can not only generate forecasts in the blue lines, but also the prediction and uncertainty intervals. Thank you.